Thanks for taking time out to talk to frankwarren.tv. You have Nathan Cleverly next week, but at 32, Tony, what still gives you the motivation now to go in and fight this man almost 10 years younger than you?
I'm still very fit. I'm still very hungry. I've got a lot of experience over Nathan, but I haven't underestimated him in any shape or form. At 21 years of age, I'd won my second ABA title, heavyweight, cruiserweight. So I know he can be very, very tough like I was. And when I first won the Commonwealth title, that was at a last notice. So, I'm fully prepared, and, I've trained for 12 hard rounds. So just the fact that he's 21 and it's his first big major title fight has not dented my confidence in myself, but that also hasn't dented my confidence in him. I have trained properly for this fight.
What is it about the boxing game? Because obviously you've fought for the Commonwealth belt before. Why are you still so motivated, still hungry?
I'm just that type of person. I'm not the type of person that I would do something half-heartedly. That I'll train at 100% for every fight. I've boxed for the Commonwealth before in my last fight with Dean Francis. I was Commonwealth champion, which I relinquished that belt, so I was undefeated Commonwealth champion. So it would be nice to get my old belt back.
Well, let's talk about that fight with Dean Francis. A disastrous evening for you. You lost your British title on that evening. Just how devastated were you?
To me, it was my last notch on the belt to get the belt outright. So, any loss is bad. It's hard to suffer, but to also lose, knowing that I was within grasping distance of keeping the British title for keeps. But I've picked myself up. I'm now here taking this fight at short notice to fight Nathan Cleverly, who was supposed to fight Dean Francis, and I'll see this as a way back to getting Francis into the ring again.
Just analyse that fight with Dean Francis. What happened?
To be honest, it was all one way. It was all my way. I felt I got carried away a little bit. I don't want to make any excuses, because you've got to take your hat off to Dean Francis. He took one hell of a beating. From rounds 1 to about round, I think it was about 7, halfway through the 7th, maybe 8th, he took a pounding and he was still there. So although his favourite saying after a fight is he is a Spartan and he's a warrior and that, I've got to take my hat off to him. He was still there, and he was, well, look what happened in the 9th round. He come out with that left hook. But Dean Francis knocked out 23 out of 26 opponents. That to me tells you that he's a world concussive puncher. And anyone that gets caught with that, you're in trouble. I got back up on my feet. I was ready to go again, got caught again, and the referee jumped in. I've got no qualms about that. I would just like to get into the ring with him again and settle the score.
Well, certainly Nathan Cleverly is a way, possibly to get back to Dean Francis. What's the key to beating this young?
I don't think there's any key to beating him. As I say, I don't underestimate him. If he thinks for 1 second I've underestimated him, shot next Friday. But I've got a hard work rate. He's got a hard work rate. I'm a hard puncher. I might not be a knockout artist, but I'm a hard puncher. I've got bags of stamina, bags of heart, determination, and I have got experience over him. So when I fought for the Commonwealth title, my first time round, nothing was beating me, and I was fighting and there was nothing. So he's going to come out with me, all guns blazing. But at the end of the day, there's him.
He says that you're going to be coming out, you're going to be in his face and swarming all over him. That's what he's expecting from you. Is that basically the tactics? You're not going to be changing anything at this stage, are you?
Well, why change what I do? But I think that's a bit disrespectful saying, well, I just swarm over him, if he thinks that all I do is just come and swarm over people. Being a British, Commonwealth, world champion, I think that's a little bit more than just, I can box, I can go backwards, I can go forwards, I can fight off the ropes. I naturally drag people to walls and have got bags of stamina. That's what I do brilliantly. But I do everything else just as, good as well. So, I'm going to take each round as it comes. And, at the end of the day, it's just going to be my arm lifted and I'll be Commonwealth champion. But he's still only 21. And, I personally would say that it's a bit early for him. But at the end of the day, he's there to prove a point, I'm there to prove a point, and only one of us can walk out the ring victorious.
We've spoken a little bit about the fact that he is 21, but he does come out of, obviously, that Enzo Calzaghe stable, which he was for a long time. He's just recently left there and he's now training with his father. But there was a time when Enzo Calzaghe, the trainer of Joe Calzaghe, said, this is going to be the next Joe Calzaghe. They believed he was that good. Do you have a thought process that there's almost a glamorous end to Nathan Cleverly and people expect him just to go in there and take this belt? Do you see that sometimes?
To have only had 12 fights and to find himself in this position, I know he's got one of the best promoters in the world, Frank Warren, but he still must be good. To get to this position, he must be good. I've watched a few tapes of him and I am impressed. But at the end of the day, when we get to about round 9 and 10, and he's asking himself a few questions inside, and I tells him, well, let's up the pace a little bit more, let's make it that little bit more harder. I'm not thinking I'm going to stop Nathan Cleverley. Don't think I've underestimated him in that way. I've prepared for 12 hard rounds. But I just feel that I'm battle hardened. He ain't battle hardened. He's there to try and prove himself. I've already proved myself time and time again.
Based on the way both of you fight, this is definitely going to points, this fight, isn't it?
Yeah, as I say, I've trained for it. I accepted the fight at a few weeks' notice, but I was already in training anyway. So, I am fit. So, I'm there. So, yeah, I would say odds on it would go to points, but I hit a lot harder than what people think. Ask Dean Francis, he was going 3 or 4 times in the fight. Yeah.
A little bit about your fans, because you're always renowned for having fantastic fans in the crowd. Do you think they'll be able to make that trek up to Liverpool and give you the support that you need?
I've kept it to the bare minimum, to be the truth, because it's been a last-minute thing, and I think the actual venue itself is a sellout anyway. So, it's been a bit hard getting older tickets. But, yeah, there'll be the loyal fans there coming. And if I had money and things like that, I'm pretty sure I can pack out a place anywhere in Britain.
And just finally, I guess, a message for Nathan Cleverley. He says he believes he's the best light heavy in the country.
What can I say? I look forward to seeing you next Friday, and we'll see who proves the point.